Greetings, friend. It is good to be studying with you in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Let's summarize what we learned this past week as we studied together. Have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder what church would be like if it had the same emphasis as the Apostle Paul, who wrote, I determined to know nothing while I was with you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. How would that look? Well, there's good news, and that is that we don't have to wonder, because Paul continued, as he said, my message and my preaching were not with wise and persuasive words, but with a demonstration of the Spirit's power, that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. You see, focusing on Christ crucified for our sins brings with it the experience of God's power. This power frees people from the chains of sin. It raises us from the dead. We were spiritually dead in sins and trespasses. And it fills our hearts with the knowledge surpassing love of God. That's what focusing on the cross of Christ does. Power, power, power. But not just power. Remember what Paul said next. We speak a message of wisdom among the mature. God's wisdom. A mystery that has been hidden and that God destined for our glory before time began. None of the rulers of this age understood it. For if they had, they wouldn't have crucified the Lord of glory. Not only power, but wisdom. The message of the cross, this hidden mystery, brings God's wisdom. The message of Christ crucified makes us wise for salvation. It gives us ongoing wisdom to avoid sin and to discern right from wrong. Wisdom to know how to live together in love. You see, spiritual power and godly wisdom accompany the preaching of the cross. And Paul ends chapter 2 with this thought. He said, the person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, but considers them foolishness, cannot discern them, because they are discerned only through the Spirit. What's that saying? It's saying that we have to have the Spirit of God to discern the things that come from God, mainly to understand the message of the cross. You see, the person without the Spirit thinks the message of the cross is utterly foolish. It would go like this. You mean to tell me that God came to earth to die on a tree? And that's supposed to save me and give me power and make me wise? How utterly ridiculous! And by contrast, the person with the Spirit understands that the God-man hanging on a cross is their complete salvation, wisdom, sanctification, redemption, and righteousness. They begin to find life in Jesus' death. Oh, friend, we can know that we are maturing spiritually when the cross of Christ captures our focus. And we see it and share it as our only hope. I hope that you enjoyed this week of study in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, and I look forward now to moving on to chapter 3 to study with you.